Now, if you're in the market for some new earbuds and you can't decide between the recently released AirPods Pro and the Sony 1000XM3s, you're going to want to watch this video. This is EBPMAN Tech Reviews, and today we're going to do a comparison of both earbuds that have active noise canceling. Let's get right to it. Now in this video, we're going to do a comparison review between the Sony 1000XM3s and the AirPods Pro. We're going to talk about fit and finish. We're going to talk about the battery life. We're going to look at the overall call quality, doing an EBPMAN style call quality test. And yes, we're going to talk about the audio features. So let's get right to it.
Make sure you hit the subscribe button and tap the little bell icon to get notified when new videos become available.
Now the first category we're going to take a look at is battery life. As we look at the AirPods Pro are going to give you 4.5 hours of battery life, and if you disable active noise cancelling or transparency mode, you could probably bump that up to 5 hours. Now if you were to take your AirPods out of your ears and you were to place it in the charge case for 1 hour, it's going to bump that battery life up an additional hour. So as soon as you put them in for 5 minutes, you're going to get an hour worth of extra battery life. Now, if you take a look at the Sonys, for example, now the Sonys are going to give you a little bit more battery life. They actually have superior battery life because they'll give you 6 hours of battery life with active noise canceling on. Now, if you disable active noise canceling or the transparency mode, it's going to bump your battery life up to 8 hours, which is pretty good as well. So you're going to get 8 hours if you don't have active noise canceling or transparency mode. Now, if you put them in the case, and as it's in the case, it does the quick charging, 10 minutes is going to give you an hour and a half more. Now, from a case perspective, there's a really different story here. So while the Sonys have great battery life, the case is just too big. Taking a look at the case here, there's some features that are really nice. So first of all, it's a nice looking case, but just too large. It uses USB-C for charging, but it does not support wireless charging. The earbuds themselves, as they're in the case, they're self-guided. So as soon as you put them into place, they kind of lock in place, as you can see right there. And then you do have an LED in the front that's going to tell you that what your battery level is. It also has NFC charging, which means that you can bring the case to the actual phone, and if NFC is enabled on your phone or you have an NFC capable phone, it's going to pair. But it's rather large. Now, also, given the fact that it's magnetic, they're not going to fall out. Now let's check out the AirPods Pro. Now the AirPods Pro case is very small. I really like this form factor here. So you have an LED in the front. In the back you have a pairing button that you would press when you want to pair. It does not use USB-C, which is a major disappointment. You would have thought that Apple would have gone away from their proprietary connector, especially with the iPad Pro having USB-C. But no, you have to, again, carry 2 different cables if you're using this with an iPad Pro. Now, again, you have this little button here that you'll press if you want to do pairing, and the case itself also has magnetic locking. So, you know, the nice thing about it is that it locks in place. It's not going to open just like the Sonys do. The earbuds themselves, as you place them in, they go into place just like this, which is really nice as well. And as you flip this over, it's going to lock in place. If I flip it this way, they're not going to come out either, but they're incredibly portable. Look at the size difference. We're going to put them, I don't know what other way you can look at it. Look at the size difference. They are so small and compact that it's really easy to keep this in a purse, in your front pocket, your back pocket. I give it to Apple for the portability of the case. Now from an IPX rating, water resistance, sweat resistance, the Sonys have no rating, right? So I give it to the AirPods. The AirPods have an IPX rating of 4, which means that you should be okay, if you sweat profusely in the gym, if you get caught in a light drizzle, you'll be fine. These have that IPX4 rating. The Sonys don't. Now, as we focus on the earbuds themselves, you can see that the earbuds are still signature to Apple. So the AirPods Pro have a venting system here so that as you put them in your ear, they kind of release pressure. And you literally can tell when you put these on, it doesn't just feel like your ears get clogged all of a sudden, but it kind of relieves that pressure of you sticking these things in your ear, and it makes it really comfortable to wear. Matter of fact, these, in my opinion, are one of the best AirPods I've ever had. I've had every version of the AirPods, and they either fall out of my ears because of my ear types. I hear too much noise coming in, and I never preferred them. And I never really thought that the audio quality was that good. So these, with the look of the shorter stem that you can see here, they don't fall out of my ear when I work out or even when I'm walking, and the other ones did. And again, they're incredibly comfortable to wear. Now, the AirPods, you can have them and wear them independently. So that means that I can wear this one and keep the one that I have in my hand here in the case, and it will work. And I can switch them out, and I can use one independently for that 4.5 hours, and then take one out and then put the other one in for 4.5 hours. And I can also use them for phone calls as well. So they have stereo capabilities, and then you can also wear them independently. And they're incredible capable earbuds when it comes to wear and fatigue. Now, the Sony shares some similar properties, but they're also very different. So you do have a gel piece, and this ear gel will go in your ear. And you notice that as you compare them to these right here, they almost go in the same depth. Just the Sonys probably go a little bit deeper. Now, also, when it comes to size, they're, I'd say, almost the same size, but they're not. So if you look at it this way, they're the same size. But if you put them this way, you'll notice that the footprint right here for the Sonys is much larger. So I find that the AirPods are a little bit more compact. Now, they do have a left and right indicator, which is really nice. And as you put them in your ear like this, you're going to see what they look like. And I'll put this one here as well. Now, these do have buttons that you can tap to enable and disable different modes. And what I like about these is that all of the modes in the Sony, you actually hear what's going on. When you're tapping on the AirPods, all you hear is a light beep, a deep beep, and then no beep, right? So it's just a beeping that tells you what's going on. With these, as you turn on ambient mode, it tells you in plain English. If you turn on noise canceling, it says noise canceling on. It'll tell you battery life. It uses words. I don't know why oh why Apple doesn't do that. So I'll give kind of like the assistant technology, you know, the fact that it's very helpful and it tells you all these things in just in spoken word, to the actual Sonys. But if you were to compare the look, take a look at this look. I'm going to go this way and this way. I want to say that these are heavier, first of all, and second, they, after an extended period of time of use, you do get ear fatigue. So this is something that to be aware of. These are more comfortable. The AirPods are more comfortable. The other thing I'll mention is that you can use them independently. So you can use the right or the left independently for both phone calls or to listen to music, and take each one out. So with the Sonys here, remember you get 6 hours with active noise canceling on, 8 with active noise canceling off. So you can literally swap them out and have 16 hours of use with combining one earbud in the ear at a time. And again, as I mentioned, stereo calls, which is great, and you can use each one independently for calls too. All right, so next let's talk about audio quality. Now from an audio quality, I have to give it to the Sonys. The Sonys have a broader soundstage, very wide soundstage. They have a great seal as well, and they're going to give you great bass. Now, they have bass, mids, and highs, but what I like about the Sonys is that the Sony soundstage feels to be more immersive. So when I'm in it, I feel like I am in a concert venue. It feels like I am in an immersive situation that is not in the place that I'm in. When I'm using the AirPods do a fine job. They have bass, they have mids, and they have highs, but I don't feel as I'm as immersed, or I don't feel that the soundstage is as broad and as defined, nor do I find that it's at the same high fidelity. So next, let's talk about active noise canceling as well as transparency mode. So if we take a look at the AirPods they do a great job, you know, for their first generation active noise canceling and also their first generation transparency mode. They have natural hearing. They're not going to give you super hearing, right? So they don't enhance the audio, but it is transparent, and it's to the point where it doesn't feel like you have, you know, AirPods on. They do a really great job. Now, the same thing is true with the Sonys. The Sonys aren't going to give you like super hearing, but the transparency mode is also very crisp and clean, and it doesn't feel robotic. So I'd say on the transparency mode, they are pretty much equal. Active noise canceling, total different story. The active noise canceling for the Sonys is superior. I feel that they're able to remove and reduce more of the ambient noise. And then what I also like is that the Sony app has multiple levels of configuration. Now, they also have an adaptive mode, which is going to listen to everything that's going around, and then it's going to adjust the noise canceling based on what's happening as it's listening to everything that's going on around you. And it's constantly doing that. The actual AirPods have the same capability, but I find that the Sonys do a much better job when it comes to active noise canceling and analyzing my surroundings. So now I'm going to do a call quality test using the Sony WF-1000XM3s. As you can see here, we're in a semi-noisy environment, decibel ratings anywhere from 40 to 84 decibels. And you can see that this is a noisy coffee shop-like environment with 360 sound. So we're going to switch to the Sonys and see how they sound. This is what the Sony WF-1000XM3 would sound like in a noisy coffee shop environment. This is a test. 1, 2, 3. This is a test. Let me know what you think about the call quality in the comment area below. So now we're going to do a call quality test using the AirPods Pro. And you can see here that we're still in the same noisy environment. Decibel ratings anywhere from 44, 45, all the way up to 84 decibels. Again, this is simulating 360 sound in a noisy coffee shop-like environment. Let's go ahead and switch to the AirPods Pro. Now this is what the call quality would sound like when making a phone call with the AirPods Pro. This is a test. 1, 2, 3. This is a test. Let me know what you thought about the call quality in the comment area below. Now, the very last thing I want to share with you is the app experience. Sony has the most mature app of the two. So notice a couple things that you can do. You see the power rating of each one of the earbuds. You see or are able to enable and disable very easily the adaptive noise canceling. You have ambient sound control. You have an equalizer. You also then have configuration that you can just go through really easily. You do have a 360 reality audio setup that allows you to analyze and really get the best experience based on your hearing. And also you can optimize apps that may not support that 360 immersive solution. So a lot of experience differences here. And you also have the ability to establish different sound quality modes based on what you're looking for, either a more stable connection or a higher quality reproduction of music. So the app itself, it just has so many different features that make the app experience much more robust and much more configurable on the Sonys. Now, keep in mind again, Sony has been doing earbuds for a very long time, and it's clearly seen based on the app and also the music experience. So guys, that wraps up our comparison between the Sony WF-1000XM3s and the AirPods Pro. So which one would I go with? It really depends on what you're looking for. This is what I'll say. If you're looking for the best battery life, you're looking for the best music reproduction, the most immersive experience, best bass, mids, and highs, and you're also looking for best active noise canceling, this is the way to go. If you're looking for one that has the best fit, and you're looking for one that has the IPX rating that you want for working out in the gym, this is the way to go, because I do suffer ear fatigue with extended use. And with these, I've been wearing these since I've got them sometimes 6 hours at a time. And I've been okay, just walking throughout the house and keeping one in my ear doesn't bother me at all. Keeping them both in my ear with transparency doesn't bother me at all. So they're very comfortable, and they have good, not great battery life. They have good music, not great as compared to the Sony. They have good active noise canceling, not great as they compare to the actual Sonys. So you can see where I'm going. Anyways, let me know what you think in the comment area. Which one would you go with? Would you go for fit and finish, or would you go over music quality, battery life, and the other things we talked about? Love to hear from you in the comment area below.